Welcome everyone for another tournament match review, and this time we're reaching the grand final of Fangbooth 6 and we have Fangbooth 5, the former champion Indecisive, facing against the Fangbooth 1, 2, 3, 4 champion Team Immune. And so as we have champion clashing against each other, it's gonna be some good games, I can tell you. And this first one, we have a little bit of a demonstration on how controlling Fangtooth can actually win you Fangbooth game. This is it. This is the grand final of the Fangbooth 6, and here we have the first match, the grand final between Team Immune PCC 1, 2, 3, 4 champion, here composed of Bondru, Chana, MT, Shin, and Nefty, facing against Indecisive, the PCC 5 champion, so the running up like the former champion of the previous edition with Kabodani, Manchu, TehAssid, Nysa, and Morose. And for this match, we're going to focus on the point of view of TehAssid in the mid lane playing the Gideon while he's facing actually like a pick that we haven't seen so far in the tournament, which is a contest mid lane played by MT. In terms of team composition, we also have like kind of a pretty decent front line on the side of Immune, with the Steel being played in the offlane facing against the Zarus played by Morose. We do have the Chimera. Since Chimera has been taken, probably Rampage was banned. That means like a Gravestone is a pretty like okay answer. I assume like here we got like the Quang and the Rampage both banned selected by the teams. And we do have a Rictor Twin Blast lane against like a Bellica Kira. I have to admit like Rictor support is very strong, but I feel like with Twin Blast like suddenly like its efficiency kind of drop off because any hook doesn't result like in a guaranteed kill. And so like Bellica Kira can actually like quite all in pretty well onto that Rictor. So that should be interesting to see. Of course, like contests, a melee character has to be careful about like not stepping up too much or otherwise gonna get poked. And you can see like here MT going for the last hit of the minion thanks to the Eventide, and here dodging the Cosmic Rift, but we get like a few to attack. TehAssid trying to apply a little bit of pressure, taking advantage that is the range character. But because he missed this Cosmic Rift, like a big portion of like the first wave damage is kind of gone. We're gonna get the level 2, but it's just like the wave are going to stack. MT is maybe gonna lose like 2 more minions, as you can see, like 2 minions died. Here is gonna secure the range minion with the Eventide, trying to not fall too far behind in terms of last hit. And we can check like how many he has. He actually got 4, so he's actually doing like quite well. He's gonna try to get hit a little bit more here. Maybe tower coupling a little bit of thing, and here we get a little bit of poke by TehAssid as well. And we can see that the Greystone is actually like just going to go for his 4 camp, while the Chimera as well. So mid lane kind of not being like focused after both jungler have finished to farm like all their red side, and MT being pushed back under tower with the level 3 of TehAssid. And here TehAssid like gonna take advantage of that to check where is Chana, getting a little bit of tempo advantage, looking a little bit at where the enemy team is and getting like full information of what the jungle passing was. And so here unfortunately the Cosmic Rift is not connecting, but we were like mainly focusing the minion. They're gonna secure like the right river buff, and here he was trying like to surprise him with Nysa, but MT doing the correct passing on the other side and kind of dodging like this aggression. And so in the end we don't get like a flash out of MT, because MT smartly like coming back to wave while the enemy team was trying like to catch him. Goes the Greystone. I think like contest is pretty good at engaging but not very good at disengaging. So here TehAssid is gonna get like 1 more wave, gonna go for the reset. I wonder if Nysa took like the river buff. I assume it did, yes. So that's why like we got like no river buff. We're gonna go for the reset on the side of TehAssid. We see that the Chimera is now working towards the 3 camp, while Nysa working towards like his blue buff on the other side. Nysa showing presence in the mid lane, actually like delay him a little bit when it comes to actually like clearing everything. And here we see a chaotic core finish as the first item for TehAssid, which probably like means that we're going to go for Orb of Growth as the first item. And here we start to get like a few level on the contest, so that means that we can start like going for a little bit of aggression while spending like some mana, because if we go for the full combo here it's a lot of damage. And that's the moment it becomes like a little bit harder for the Gideon to fully play the lane, because he can get poked up quite a lot. But to be able to keep this type of aggression going on the contest, we kind of need to have like river buff control. So here we're going to try to get like all the last hit. It's important to learn how to last hit under tower. We do have camera hovering towards like the mid lane. We can see Shanna is on the left river buff. So probably TehAssid is just gonna like hard push that since the contest has gone back to base. But we also have the Rictor on the other side. So both river buff being taken. TehAssid saw that he could get this river buff for himself and he cannot because Shin goes for the rotation as the support. And now we can see like we kind of have like Nysa that is going for some like aggression here. Sorry, not Nysa, just like clearing his 2 camp. My mistake. Got a little bit bamboozled by the map being on the other side. And so here we do have Empty coming back. And you can see that no, we do have kind of low amount of... and we're gonna go back. We do get Nysa that is coming to catch like after the shadow sleep. And so that forced the flash out of Empty. And now we're just like gonna like pressure that wave. Probably go for the reset on the side of TehAssid. He can't really like afford to stay. But we do get like Shanna coming. We do get the jump. Nysa is forced like to protect him. Not so sure why TehAssid was like going into like this direction instead of just like going under his tower, and now like a huge tempo loss on that back. And so that means that both like Nysa and TehAssid are kind of like a tempo down compared to MT and Shanna. On the side of MT, we're actually like building Chaotic Core and Spirit Beat, so probably also like maybe an Orb of Growth as well on the side of MT. So we're finally gonna go for the reset. So far, no kill has been found in this first match of the grand final. And we're keep building towards like the next Chaotic Core with the Codex and the Vitality Beads, trying to secure this like Orb of Growth as fast as we can to be able to get the Orb of Enlightenment as fast as we can. So MT has gone back to base. Basically like kind of even in terms of like itemization on both sides. They got like 48 CS to 45, kind of even on that department as well. Third river buff is going to respawn. And we get like a slight priority here on the Gideon side because we have more minion. And we may be looking at some aggression on the dual lane, so we're gonna look at what is happening here. Mantu is going for the aggression. We're gonna get like Seismic Assault, force the flash out of Nefty. And Nysa actually like flashing in, trying to dive for Nefty, getting hooked back. And we get like a little bit of free play buffering, unfortunately. But we get the first blood. Nefty being out, I assume that we're probably like gonna have to rewind and wait for the replay to buffer. And to answer the question of Maladale, Orb is meta in mid now. I guess it depends what you're looking for, but if you're looking for scaling and be also like a little bit more tanky overall, it's a pretty good pickup. And so here Nysa managing to just like simply disengaging. And here we can see like actually they want to force also like the Fangtooth from that pickup. So the Orb of Growth is also like, for instance, like here you're playing against a contest, a Rictor. Like a lot of character that can like actually like fully one-shot you. And so like actually having the sustain of Orb of Growth, like I can actually like protect you from being like one-shotted, and so you're still like relevant in team fight. So when you're facing against Assassin or these type of things, like Orb of Growth can be like very, very, very good. So here we have Shin like trying to go in. They try like to actually contest that because Shanna is here. It's gonna be like a 50-50. And actually like Nysa do the better thing with this 50-50, and they're gonna secure like the double kill. Thanks to this Fangtooth being killed, Nysa get the level 6, can use the Stoneforge Soul and suddenly like secure like 2 additional pickups. So here Shanna getting out hunt. And it could have been like a very different story if they actually secure the Fangtooth for themselves on the side of Immune. But overall, Team Indecisive, during the first blow in that match, getting like the first blood, transferring into the Fangtooth, not panicking despite like Shin and Shanna entering the pit. Nysa being solid, securing the hunt, and then like at that point is just like also like a cleanup thanks to the ultimate being obtained. And we're 3-0 up. And a Fangtooth in the pocket. Thank you, Maladale. Good morning to you as well. So we're still haven't finished Orb of Growth on either side. You can see like both MT and TehAssid are going for the Orb of Growth. So I would assume as soon as, I think it's 750 gold to finish like the last level. So I assume as soon as we're like ready for it, we're just gonna like go for the reset. Or actually I think it's only 400 maybe. Because I think it's 2900 and each chaotic core is like 1100. So yeah, probably it's only like 350. So I assume like those two players are going to go back quite soon to get their Orb of Growth. We can see that here we're 13 CS down on the side of TehAssid, but a portion of that was like because we have gone for Fangtooth, and Fangtooth by itself like give like around like 5 CS back. And here we can see MT going back to base. Pretty sure he's finishing Orb of Growth. We have TehAssid going back to base. I assume he's going to finish like Orb of Growth as well. We do get like some action a little bit onto the offlane. We have Shanna that is here, but TehAssid is arriving to try to... Nysa is arriving to counter. And they try to go on to the Bondroot, but Bondroot like flashing away. Shanna is now inside the Coliseum, but they don't have a lot of damage. They do have to be careful because Moros is no mana. And despite all this action, in the end, like nothing will be fine beside getting the flash out of Moros, but also the flash out of Bondroot. And here we do have Shin rotating towards the mid lane. We're maybe looking for something, to be fair, with like the ultimate from the contest. You can guarantee a replash afterwards, but Bellica was following up, and so that's something that they were like kind of having to be careful about. And we use the skewer, like full combo, Manq getting like kind of pinned down here, and so they're getting like punished kind of hard. Cabodani actually like doing his best to resist to the aggression of like the two players, but he's like now in a 1v2 situation that is a little bit tough. But we can see that Nysa is hovering around the dual lane here to be sure that Cabodani can remain safe in that lane. Wave is pushing back, so that is a little bit like of a problem, because now it's going to bounce back and Manq is not around. And Shin can try to go for a hook. Cabodani with the Shadow Glide should be safe. And here we do have actual like maybe like a little bit of action with TehAssid looking for a rotation onto Bondroot. More is going aggressively, like Shanna is around. And here we also have the contest rotating, so it's gonna be a 2v3 here, so they do have to be careful. Moros is trying to do his best to survive as long as he can with the Shanna. We do get like one pickup thanks to the Cosmic Rift, and we're just like gonna trade for 1-for-1. And overall this 1-for-1 trade is actually at the advantage of Team Indecisive, because they get like Nysa that was farming the tower in mid, and so like despite this situation of the 2-4-3, they actually get the better end of the stick. But that being said, it seems that some action has been going on onto the dual lane, and they actually like ended up managing to get like a pick onto Cabodani while all this action was going. Cabodani not respecting like the potential hook while Manq was super far away. That's the threat that like a Richter can do at any time, is if you're slightly like out. And here you can see like Cabodani was jumping. And if you jump like that, like a good Richter will hook you on the timing that you're jumping, and you can't dodge it because you're jumping, and so your like movement is fully predictable. So in front of a Richter, like please don't jump like that unless like you kind of get like you don't know if the Richter is going to try to hook you, and if the hook gets sent, then you can actually like try to counter engage there. We're gonna watch a little bit because then there was like more action going onto the dual lane. Nefty being a little bit aggressive, but we see that Nysa go for the rotation after taking damage onto the tier 1 tower in the mid lane, and Nefty doesn't have any flash, so because Nysa came like earlier in the match, like forcing the flash away, and suddenly that's a return kill, and so they managed to actually like kill the enemy carry as well in return. And so overall a 2-for-2, but a little bit more farm on Nysa overall. So I would say like despite like the good rotation, it's still like a little bit at the advantage of Indecisive after everything has come down. So now we do have actual like Shanna and MT and Bondroot forcing the mini prime, so they get an objective back. But that's also like the cost of like a lot of tower damage in the mid lane. As you can see, like the tier 1 tower in the mid lane is almost done. And as soon as this tower is being taken, like it's gonna be like kind of tough. And you can see that MT also is out of mana, which means that now we have a big tempo advantage to be able to create a play for the next Fangtooth, because MT is forced back to base. And so here we're gonna like pressure that wave. We can decide as TSC to actually like get the tower or like create a rotation onto the dual lane. And I think here we're just gonna secure like the tower, and maybe thanks to that tempo, then go for the rotation to secure the local gold for himself. We can see that Nisa is lurking around the dual lane, trying to maybe find something. And we have a little bit of priority, but this priority is going to be lost quite soon because MT will be able to rotate after pushing that wave. And so TSC, either they force a Fangtooth or it just like simply go back to mid lane. And it seems that it will be the second choice, simply going back to mid lane. Don't want to offer the tier 1 tower back to MT for free. Here we do see MT going in. We do go for the black hole onto Shanna, forcing the flash away from Shanna. MT still like in a precarious position, but TehAssid has to be careful because we got the ultimate, but the rotation from ManQ forcing the flash out of the contest, but to get the flash from Nisa to be able to use the Sacred Oath and get the slow. Shanna is now like going back to TehAssid with the call. Shin is arriving, but we still have the flash from the Gideon. We get the Seismic Assault and we secure a double kill, and actually like a triple kill, because we also like find Nefty, like Kabodani find Nefty in the 1v1 scenario into the dual lane, and so it's a 3-4-0 overall. That ended up like after this whole fight, and that was like basically like MT overcommitted a little bit for that tower. Shanna is forced to come back to help. They trade flashes, but Nisa still has his flash to follow on MT. And here Kabodani going for the 1v1, using the purge, cancelling the ultimate at the right timing, flashing in, missing one auto attack, but it's enough. Like the purge damage when you're on top of someone and the enemy carry doesn't have anything to cancel it is actually like a lot of damage, and Kabodani not hesitating, but as soon as Nefty was out of the purge, he canceled it immediately to be able to switch to normal auto attack and maximize his DPS, and ended up like securing a kill on the 1v1. And because they get 3 kills, that means that now it's also like a free Fangtooth for themselves. And so like the 2 Fangtooths that Indecisive has been taken has been also like resulted in like 3-0 kills for themselves. Ooh, we do get like TSC a little bit like overzealous, doesn't have flash. We do get like the thing, the shock therapy. Oh, the shock therapy miss, and that's still like gonna be a kill for MT. Shit could probably have secured that kill if he didn't go for one more auto attack. He'd go for shock therapy auto attack because like the shock therapy was out of range. But ManQ is here to cover the mid lane. But yeah, once again like another kill that is being found by one member of Indecisive, not respecting the quality of the replash of Shin. And yeah, it's just like a little bit unfortunate because they were doing like so well, and like those 2 kills kind of look a little bit bad. You have to respect the recore, especially when it's played by like a top player like Shin. So we're finally coming back. Here we're still like working towards the Orb of Growth on both sides. We do get the True Silver Bracelet. I think MT is working towards the Oathkeeper. So a lot more burst, but at the same time like Orb of Growth plus True Silver Bracelet on the side of TehAssid mean that MT is never gonna be like really able to actually like kill him directly. In the meantime, we do get like a dive onto the offlane. While they dive, like the carry Bondroot flashed away, and so this pressure will maybe help them like get the tier 1 tower in offlane, even though we got like another buffering replay issue for here. So we're just gonna wait for that. But here like we can see on the map, nobody's in a position to rotate to help Bondroot. So if they want, they can like Nisa can apply a lot of pressure. They still have like the cannon with themselves. No, it's no cannon, but like here you can see like they're going for the dive. They're gonna secure the kill. Nisa resetting the damage, and here nobody is in position to rotate. TehAssid can give like full information to his teammate that Shanna is in mid. MT was on the dual lane, so it can't be there like as fast, and so probably we're gonna see Moros and Niza trying to secure this tier 1 in offlane. They do have to be careful though, because like here the window is closing and here like they don't overstay their welcome, but unfortunately Shin is already there. That's gonna be a kill onto maybe Niza. No, he have the Stoneforge Soul, managed to survive, but Shanna is here. Moros is trying to overrun, but I don't think there is anything to be found. Nefty is also there. 4 people rotating to try to secure and defend that tier 1 tower. In the end, the tier 1 tower died, but we didn't get the local goal on the side of Indecisive. But that was kind of like a very, very heavy rotation, which means that now, on the other side of the map, like they can probably like apply a lot of pressure on this tier 1 tower. Bondrood is here around, but it's still like 2 people, and the rest of the team is like probably like not around. But Kabunani and Mankyu don't want to risk it. And so TehAssid staying into the off lane. We do have Moros going into the mid lane, trying to apply a little bit of pressure, but there is like 3 people. He's gonna get like Chansey Seed Call. A lot has been used. He managed to go away with a slimmer of HP with the flash. And so like here we got to use the call, we got to use the fist, we got to use the replash, and that wasn't enough. Moros like surviving all this aggression, and so Anisa is here to cover the tower. So in the end, a lot has been expanded to just get the flash out of that Zarya. So we got the Orb of Enlightenment to be finished, empty as well. So like both mid laner like fighting toe to toe. We're at 160 CS to 160 CS, so same amount of farming. And we're like working towards the next item, probably a Mega Cosm if we see a Potent Staff and Codex. And another hook by Shin. We get like the skewer. We go for the combo, but we do go for the black hole as an answer. And you can see like Shin was targeted by the tower, and that's the thing. Like you can see with the Soul Bearer plus the magical lifesteal, like this guy faced like a Victor contest, almost taking like everything, and he's still like at 75% HP. So this is not the target that, despite the good hook, it was just like a hook to poke. It wasn't a hook to full on engage here. But we get the black hole out. We try to go for the Coliseum. Shin forced to flash away immediately after the Coliseum. Empty trying to deal some damage. Niza jumping in with the Stoneforge Soul, trying to create space for his team, but then get reception by the call. And here we try to follow up. Shanna going like very, very deep. Empty as well. Gonna secure like the Greystone. Moros is also like low on HP. Nefty is trying to find the kill. Here we do get like a little bit of regen, and I don't know why the drone jumped, because the action was kind of fine until the drone decided to make it like impossible to watch. We do get like a seismic assault, like Nefty taking a lot of damage. We try to flash in, but Kabonani with the cleans managed to pick up that kill. We do have like Victor that is going to try to come back to Empty. Empty is gonna go on Kabonani. Kabonani get picked up, and here we do have Empty and Mankyu facing against like Empty, just like cleaning up everything basically in that team fight. TehAssid is getting kind of low, and I really do wish that this drone wasn't jumping on character every 2 seconds. Like, I tried to watch the whole action, but I got the drone, I think, jumping up 7 times during this whole process of like trying to show you the team fight. Please, Omeda, fix the replay mode. And so here, thanks to all the kills they managed to take, Empty securing like a lot for himself. He's now 6-1 and 2. 8 stack out of 10 from the passive, and that was like the third Fangtooth. And here Niza going in, they do secure the objective, but we're gonna get like a little bit of a cleanup. Shanna is actually like in a bad spot now. Please drone, stop jumping on people, and Shanna is gonna get cleanup, but they do secure the Fangtooth for themselves. But at what cost? Like they lose 3 people, and they lose jungler, mid and off lane, which means only the dual lane remains and to defend this R prime afterwards. And you can see like Indecisive not losing any time, going immediately for the R prime. So that's like one of the issue of letting like the first 2 Fangtooths go away, is that then you're so much under pressure for the third Fangtooth that you actually have to contest it. And here they contest it, they got it, it's nice, but at the same time it also like cost them the life of 3 member, and so now it's probably like gonna be the R prime for the enemy team. And here we're gonna get the slow onto the Rictor. Rictor going for the triple skewer. Actually, like I think it was a 5-man skewer with Bondroid is being finally back. Cabodani is gonna get picked up, and they do lose Shin, but they actually like get like now an opportunity to go for the chase here. Bondroid going for the flash, forcing the flash out of TehAssid. Indecisive is in full retreat mode, and I think it will be the end of that engagement. Let's watch again. Like I think it was a 5-man skewer, like Shin trying to find like the best out of this engagement and actually like managing to pull off like a very scary play for the side of Team Immune. So here we try, we bait, Reef Walker. And yeah, that's a 5-man skewer by the side of Shin. Like, that's not every day that we can see this type of thing. And that's allow Bondroid to arrive, go for the shield slam, and they find Cabodani in return. Shin almost surviving, but TehAssid a little bit too much damage. And here, like, it's gonna be like the chain that we have seen. And unfortunately, like, nothing to be found out of that. But so we got like at least the Oprime remove from Cabodani. And so that's like pretty good, but still like an Oprime on 4 people. And Indecisive managed to like disengage kind of cleanly after that. And so they're just like Mega Cosm being finished by TehAssid. 3-item power spike. 3-item power spike also on the side of MT after like this like a lot of kills he got. And so now it's just like a matter of waiting for Cabodani to respawn and just like play the map correctly. And we're gonna try to secure like some tier 2 tower, I assume, on the side of Indecisive. So here you can see we pressure a little bit like the mid lane. We have the dual lane in the dual lane, pressuring also as well, while we have more split pushing on the other side of the map. So far it seems that we're looking for a 3-1-1 split on the side of Team Indecisive. Gideon keep applying some pressure. Moros is applying pressure on the 1v1 thanks to like the improved minion. Like still he's not the best at actually defending, and you can see Bondroid is 2 level down. Niza is still like covering like the jungle, is basically shadowing to give like full information to his teammate. And here we maybe like looking for some aggression here. We do jump in, Shin missing the skewer, Niza going onto Nefty, and Shin is a little bit like in a tough spot and gonna get picked up while we secure the tier 2 tower. In the meantime, we do have TehAssid playing it slow in mid lane, not overcommitting himself. MT actually managing to deal like quite a lot of damage, but Oprime regen is going to be pretty good. And at the same time, we do have, I think, Moros like doing the same like kind of thing on the tier 2 on the off lane. And here it's gonna be secured. Niza rotating to the mid lane. MT like doing a lot of damage, trying to defend as much as he can this tower. We secure the tier 2 tower onto the mid lane. I'm not so sure why the oh yeah, the Cabodani doesn't have the R prime, so he can't regen, so he will be forced to go back to base. I think like we still like want ManQ though to be around to help like taking this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. I feel like ManQ staying into the dual lane for that long is not exactly what we were looking for, but here is just gonna be like a disengage after taking 2 tier 2 tower. And so Team Immune managing to defend like pretty well against like this R prime, and now we're kind of looking for maybe like doing a trap into the enemy jungle, stealing 2 camps, but Shanna not getting like picked up by that kind of little strategy here by Indecisive. And so we're just gonna steal like all the jungle while taking advantage of the like the end of that R prime. And now we probably like need to go for a reset, spend all the gold acquired during like this whole R prime power play to be ready to be back for the primal Fangtooth and try to fight for this next big objective on the map. So a little bit of replay buffering, as it happens quite a lot. And we're looking at preparing this nest like Fangtooth. This Cosmic Rift explosion. And I hope like the replay buffering is going to work at some point. Maybe. Okay, we're finally back into the action. So here we can see that Immune already have a better control for now, but and it's kind of anyone's game still. It's like really like both team needs to play like the team fight in a good way. And here we can see like Team Immune trying to get like some pressure. Niza is trying like to find an entry. They do have to be careful because they can like kind of get split up here. They're gonna try to deward that ward that has been placed. Mancu is a little bit like in a bad position, and so that's gonna be like the cue for the enemy team to actually like go for the engage. They're gonna try to fight. Kabonani forced to flash away. Mancu at 1 HP. Mancu is already found. Niza is trying like to go as much as he can to try to peel for Kabonani. Finally, we got like a black hole onto Bone Root, but Kabonani is getting picked up here. Bone Root is at 1 HP. Managing to still surviving, and here we try to help Niza, and here we got for the Stoneforge Soul like Shinny is getting like kind of low, lot of damage being done by TehAssid while Niza is still like chasing Nefty. Nefty forced to flash away, and here we do have Empty. Niza doesn't have any defense, so now is going to go down. TehAssid is still like going to try to go for the play, probably like the kill is on Nefty, but unfortunately the Void Bridge gets protected by Empty, and then we miss the Cosmic Rift, but then we got the Coliseum arriving. Moros finally like joining the fight here. Empty getting kind of low, forced to flash away. Moros is going to probably chase that with the evade. We actually get the flash, so we get the barricade, and Moros finishing the cleanup here. Shanna is not going onto TehAssid in the meantime. We do get Bondro that had the time to come back because he didn't die, so he could reset. Chasing into TehAssid, and no, Moros is the only one alive, and that's gonna be the end of that engagement. And what a team fight that was. I feel like I want to watch it again to see a little bit better like what everything, like what happened everywhere, because I'm not so sure like where was Shanna, how like Moros like managed to play like all these situations. So it was a little bit earlier actually, but here like the whole situation, I think the engage was pretty good. Mancu was out of position, and Tip Immune decided to take advantage of that. Here, like, while I see Niza walking there to clear the ward, it's okay, but Mancu and Kabonani can never step here because otherwise they're gonna get cut off because enemy Team Immune has the advantage. So here, Mancu and Kabonani are forced to stay like where Kabonani is. But Mancu stepping up following Niza is actually like a big blunder, and Team Immune decided to take advantage of that. So at the beginning, like here, Team Immune see that Mancu is here. They do find the opportunity immediately, like TehAssid, Moros, everyone try to come to help. But like Moros is going to be like in a tough situation. Thankfully, like the Bull Rush kind of helped Mancu survive a little bit longer. Kabonani tried to go for a counter engage of his own, while on the other side, like Moros is like facing against Shanna. TehAssid is trying to find an angle, but they're gonna get a little bit split because that spot here is controlled by Team Immune, so it's hard for the people to enter. And here, Mancu is going to be like force the flash away from Kabonani. They can keep like going, and here we have like a pretty heavy. Kabonani still deal a lot of damage, and here we have Moros and Shanna going at it together. And here we try to go for the counter engage, but we already lose Kabonani. TehAssid finally joining the fray, and here we unfortunately don't get the kill. Moros and Shanna are still fighting against each other, and it's like just like the fight. And overall here we're chasing. We're gonna get Shin, and Niza is like trying to come. And here we do have Moros and Shanna that disengage, but Moros actually like it's not really disengaging. Shanna. Okay, Shanna decided to clear the mid lane instead of going for that fight. Can someone explain me why the camera is clearing wave when his teammates are fighting the last two remaining members of the enemy team? Yeah, that's like Mancu out of position, create all this situation, but then like Shanna dropping the ball completely because I think he thought like, oh, teamfight is finished. When teamfight was still going, he should have followed up Moros in that situation and be ready to fight with his teammate. But in the end, I guess it's just gonna be like a reset from everyone, and we're gonna like try to contest this Primal Fangtooth one more time once everyone has respawned. So in terms of level, we're one level ahead on carry, one level ahead on support on the other side, even on mid, even on jungle, and 2 levels ahead on the side of Indecisive on the offlane. Bondroot might be like in a tough position here. We do get the thing, we do get the stun, Seismic Assault, Bondroot forced to shield slam, and Moros get like pulled into the shield slam, so Moros took quite a lot of damage. Probably like gonna have like to reset because also like we use the ventilate to get like as much damage as we can. Team are grouping around like the R prime, and we're probably like looking at actually we go for the teal buff for the regen on the side of Moros. Definitely going for kind of an hybrid build with the Mind Razor, Painweaver to kill like Squishy early on, and then you switch to Demolisher, Sky Splitter to be able to kill tank, which is mainly like I guess Moros and Nysa. And so here we do get like once again the Dance of Objective. As we can see, like Moros is now back to full HP. Yarshin is looking like for an engage, maybe getting a hook on the Bellica or the Kira would be like the best Shin can like actually offer, because hook on the tanks are the thing. Here Cabonani stepping a little bit, but here in the end you can see like the damage. They do find the opportunity. It was kind of a bait for Empty. Empty getting kind of low, forced to use the ultimate, but then we get the counter engage. Shin is left alone, and there is nothing that Shin can do because no damage dealer is around him. So Empty getting baited by Cabonani here. I think he tried to go for the whole combo into the Replash, but Cabonani going for the Shadow Glide away, and then you can't use the Fist immediately, and suddenly you're out of position. Realizing that, Indecisive just jumping in with Nysa, catching Empty, creating a split between the Shin that was like a little bit too far ahead and the rest of the team, and that's a double pickup, and that's gonna be like a free or prime for the side of Indecisive. And now they are going to rotate towards the Primal Fangtooth. With the all prime on 5 people, everyone is going to be super healthy. 2 members on the side of Immune are still dead for like the couple more seconds, but then they have to walk from base to the Primal. So it's gonna be tough. Bondroot is here, like they can still like manage to do like a pretty good like combo with like Shanna, Bondroot, but here you can see like they counter engage immediately. Bondroot is forced like to disengage, and here like all those aggression is not really to look to kill people, it's just to force like Bondroot away and be scared. And here Bondroot tried to come back, get a little bit of information, but in the end it's just like Bondroot being dead. And now we do have all prime Primal Fangtooth double buff while Bondroot being dead. I'm a bit okay, we have a lot of gold. Yeah, we do have a lot of gold, like 2k on almost everyone. So that's why like we decide to go back. Oh, Manq like actually like getting picked up here, it seems. And so we go for the lazy back from everyone. And unfortunately it's just Manq that... Ooh. We get the level up, but Empty is gonna chase that, and that's gonna be a kill. And so we lose Manq here. The whole team kind of lazy back against the contest, and in the end it's Manq that decide that have to pay the price. Not very like ideal on the side of the team Indecisive, because now the power play, which was supposed to be like 5 man with double buff, is only like 4 man with double buff, which is still good, but not having your Bellica is definitely something that allow you to play the map less overall, and that probably like will offer like the opportunity that this moment should have been like the end of the game for the side of Indecisive, and it's probably gonna like expand a little bit longer. World Breaker is no finish on the side of TehAssid. With 3 items that provide HP, that means that World Breaker passive can provide like quite a lot of magical power bonus. Because you get 4% of your bonus health, and here we can see that in terms of bonus health we have around 400, 750 plus the bonus health from like the level 18, so we're around at 900, which means that we're getting like an additional 36 magical power. And here we're looking to find like some opportunity to enter the base. Without the Bellica it's a little bit harder, but finally Manq has respawned and is walking back towards his teammate, trying to find an opportunity to finally like break open the base of Team Immune.
Allied inhibitors under attack.
And here we get the hook, and we got a little bit of damage. Moros get absolutely obliterated, but because of that we get like a wonderful like black hole to follow that up, and we already like killed 3 people, but we already like also lose 2 people. Stoneforge Soul is being used. TehAssid is focusing the inhibitor while like trying to get like as much tower damage as he can. Manq is getting the inhibitor on the left, and they're trying like to find maybe a kill on Empty. Unfortunately the Seismic Assault doesn't connect. Empty is going onto Manq, trying to survive. He's kind of low on HP. They do have to be careful, and finally the Void Breach is enough to secure the final blow onto Empty. And here we still have a little bit of time, and we're probably gonna be able to secure this inhibitor on the mid. They do have like the Twin Blast that is alive, and Twin Blast is very good at clearing waves, so it can be like a little bit complicated. They try to go in with the Taunt Space, a very nice combo, but still the flash from Nefty is enough for him to survive. And so he's gonna try to defend the core, doing a lot of damage, but finally Shin respawn. And I love the idea by Indecisive trying to use the Torn Space. Unfortunately, like here, Manq missing the Seismic Assault on the TP from Shin, but Shin then missed the Replash, so Manq is surviving so far. He's getting chased down though. Nysa is getting chased down. Manq is gonna get chased down. And we're trying like, oh, the hook connect, and that's a skewer. We're gonna get the call. We get the jump out of Nysa. Nysa is still like not dying. He get the Stoneforge Soul back. They're trying to like win as much time as they can, trying like to find this pick on Nysa that is super tanky. We're gonna finally manage to disengage because Kabodani arrived. Shin is looking like for a little bit more to maybe get a hook onto Manq, but Kabodani is just like pushing Shin back. And Nysa is creating so much space for his team every single time. It's absolutely insane. Like this Greystone is unkillable with the double tainted item that offer him 10% damage mitigation with the Unbroken Will on top of that. Like it feels like this Greystone is unkillable, and you have like the 20 plus 10 30 40 ability ace overall that kind of help to get like those Stoneforge Soul like regularly, if not like every time he needs it. So on the Gideon, we're working towards like the Caustica. Last item will be it. We already get the Scalding Scepter. We're trying to get some aggression here from Nysa. Shin is actually like in a tough place. He's trying to go for the counter engage onto Kabodani. Kabodani using his cleans to be sure it doesn't take too much damage. And that's a free pickup on Shin that has been secured. Probably here we're gonna keep like all the wave pushed while the Primal Fangtooth is going to respawn. Here we can see TehAssid going back to base because thanks to the kill he managed to get enough to finish the Caustica, which is like a pretty huge power spike because from the Scalding Scepter to the Caustica you get like 22% per magical penetration more, and on top of that you also get like a lot of mana regen, which is like very valuable for extended fight later on. And we can see here Team Indecisive forcing the Primal Fangtooth. The side of Team Immune doesn't have their Rector, so fighting that is very complicated and the damage is pretty strong. So Primal Fangtooth already finished. All Prime is going to respawn. Team Indecisive is going to go for it. With the Primal Fangtooth, like there is not much like Team Immune can actually do when it comes to fighting, because like the damage will be a little bit too much. Maybe if they got lucky, but Chimera is not the best at actually like stealing objective because he can't really like jump from like weird angle. He have to walk towards the pit to be able to make something happen. And here we can see like Bondroot is trying like to create some space. They're gonna try to go for the engage, trying to go onto Nefty. Nefty is getting focused quite hard and he's gonna get obliterated, but Kabonani was focused back as well. So now it's a 4-4-4, but like no other damage, and most of the combo has been like expanded. So we're gonna lose Bondroot. Like that Primal Fangtooth actually like chunking tanks. And here we're looking at maybe like trying to go for empty. We use the TP, the Torn Space, plus the Black Hole, a lot of damage. They do find empty. Very, very well played by the side of Indecisive, using this Torn Space to actually like move around the team, which is very, very well played. And that's something that every time you pick Gideon in comp, you should be like trying to do. But now we do have Shin that is back with Shanna, but at the same time we can see that the core is taking damage. Minions are on their way. Here Shanna will try to go for it. We get the flash. Manchu like just like buying time, completely baiting Shanna. Shanna tried to flash away, but the flash is not good enough. Shanna is going to get killed. Manchu was like stopping the Operon from resetting, and that's gonna be like Indecisive probably securing that because Nysa has the hunt, and here Shin just tried to go for a replash that maybe that would have stolen the Operon, but here it's not good enough. 3 people are still dead while Team Indecisive are going to enter the enemy base. The core is very low on HP and all the minion waves are quite far pushed, so they do have a steal and a Twin Blast. Having a Twin Blast to depush is good, but against like that many players with like buffs, it's gonna be like too much for them to handle. And Indecisive is going to secure the first game of this grand final.